Hello, blessings to you all that are tuning in watching this, especially to all of my healing sisters. So today's video is a really highly requested video. I've had lots of messages about this. Basically everyone just wants to know what magic pill can they take to get rid of their PCOS symptoms. So I have got lots of really great supplements, herbs, everything that I'm going to discuss in this video. All of which I have used myself, that have taken me from being at a point last year where my health was just horrendous. I had PCOS symptoms absolutely taking over my life, to now where I feel like me, I feel balanced, my hormones are balanced. They even say so on my blood tests. So hence why I want to share them with you. I wanted to wait until this point, until I felt completely confident in my own healing before I kind of shared it with everyone, just so it's really authentic and I know that this stuff is really good. So before I get into what pill does what, I just want to, make it really clear that, polycystic ovarian syndrome, it is a syndrome. There's no known cause, there's no known cure. So really our goal in all of this is actually just to balance ourselves out. So, when you are kind of faced with all of these PCOS symptoms, it can be just a case of like, right, let me know exactly what I can take to stop my hair loss, or exactly what I can take to get rid of my acne and all of this stuff, which is fine. We can actually target those root cause areas, but the idea in general is just to balance ourselves, because until we're completely balanced in all of these areas, that is when we will see that real improvement across everywhere. So I often say this in my PCOS videos, but if you haven't already, go and get your bloods tested. Check where you're at, if you've got any deficiencies, what your hormone levels actually are, what things you need to work on, because that can be a really good starting point for what you need to do, and what supplements and stuff like that you can take to help you. But you will probably have a good idea by what symptoms you have anyway. So I will start off with the first one, which is Inositol. So Inositol is absolutely amazing. I've been taking it for quite a lot of months now, and I do feel like it's really helped in a lot of areas. So Inositol, I think there's something like 9 different types of Inositol, but the one that we want to focus on for PCOS is myo-inositol. So there's also dichiro-inositol. It gets a little bit complicated. That's why I'm thinking of doing like a separate video on that. Let me know in the comments below if that would be helpful, because there's a lot of information on it, and it's a lot of kind of the science behind it all. But just to kind of give a general rundown, a lot of people use Inositol. It's actually really good for symptoms like depression. So depression and anxiety, it's really it can really help with mental health. So whether you've got PCOS or not, it's one of those things that people actually do take, even men, so completely outside of PCOS, because it does actually really help people with anxiety and depression, and that is definitely something I can vouch for with this. I feel like absolutely it's really helped with my mental health that I was kind of struggling with because of my hormone imbalance, and because of all of my PCOS symptoms. Mental health was a massive one for me. So firstly, it's really good for that. Another, how you can kind of describe myo-inositol is it's kind of like a completely safe version of metformin. Like, I'm not saying metformin's not safe, but I know there's a lot of kind of side effects and stuff. So if you may well have been prescribed that by your GP, or your doctor or whatever. If you have got things like insulin resistance, overproduction of androgens, stuff like that. So it can help with that. However, I know there are some really nasty side effects to do with like the gut and the stomach, and I've not taken it myself. I wanted to kind of find the natural route instead. So what Inositol actually helps with for women with PCOS is it reduces the androgen production. So I'm sure you know what I mean by androgen production. I mean too much testosterone. Again, that will show up in your blood tests and when you get them done. I personally had high testosterone, so that can cause things like hair loss, that can cause things like acne, hirsutism, so extra hair growth. All of those things come down to androgen production, so too many male hormones being produced. So inositol can help to reduce those. So it's also an insulin sensitizer, so really good if you've got insulin resistance. Also helps to regulate your menstrual cycle, and it improves egg quality and quantity for if you are trying for a baby. But with all of these kind of supplements and stuff that I am giving advice on in this video, I would recommend taking things for at least 3 months to give them a good go, to give them a good chance and see if they work for you, see if you see any improvements in your symptoms. So I'm going to leave a link below to the brand that I use. I have kind of bought a few different ones that haven't really done much, so you have got to be quite careful when you're buying inositol. I think this is why I need to do a separate video, because there's like a lot of things to consider with it. But yeah, some claim that it's like 100% myo-inositol when it's really not. But the brand that I've linked below, it's one that has actually been proved to be a really, really good quality one, and it's the one that I've been using, so I'll link that below. So next, on to teas. So this is a really nice, easy one to fit into anyone's lifestyle, really. You know, it's literally just drinking a cup of herb tea. So my 2 teas that I'm going to mention are spearmint tea and raspberry leaf tea. So spearmint tea, it's just, you know, it tastes lovely. Spearmint is lovely. It's just a really nice thing to drink. I was lucky enough when I moved into this house in February that it had like spearmint growing everywhere in the garden. I was like, wow, it's a sign, because it can be kind of tricky to get your hands on spearmint tea. Like I don't know why, it's just not that common. Like peppermint tea is really common, you can buy it everywhere, but spearmint is not so much. So yeah, if you can get your hands on pure spearmint tea, is obviously more effective than like infused. So yeah, spearmint tea is absolutely amazing. So again, spearmint is naturally anti-androgenic, which means it reduces the production of androgens, which is wonderful. So if you've got high testosterone, doing something as simple as adding in 2 cups of spearmint tea a day can help to lower your testosterone, which in turn will help with your hair loss, help with your acne, help with your, if you've got hirsutism, anything like that. So big win. So it also helps with follicular development in the ovaries, and it helps to basically promote ovulation. So again, if you're trying for a baby, or if you just want your period back, then it's a really, really good thing to add in. It's just one of those things you kind of just have to, well, it's the same as any of these supplements and herbs and stuff, like you just got to remember to take them. I found it kind of hard to remember to drink 2 cups a day. So, you know, if you're someone like me that just forgets, then setting an alarm can be a really good idea. So yeah, and now on to my second tea, which is raspberry leaf tea. So my mum was telling me for ages, drink raspberry leaf tea, and I didn't for ages. Mainly probably because I was taking like loads of different stuff, and that is another piece of advice I'll give you. Like, don't take everything at once, because you won't even know what's working, and also like just don't overload your body. Like, decide kind of a few things that you'd like to try. Try them for, like I said, about 3 months, and then see if you like them, see if they didn't really do anything, then you can try something new. Don't kind of try absolutely everything. So because I was kind of so focused on drinking my spearmint tea and the other supplements I was taking, then I didn't drink raspberry leaf tea, but I've recently added it in. And so raspberry leaf tea is really amazing. So you can buy like big bags of just the raspberry leaf. That's literally, it literally is raspberry leaves, the leaf from a raspberry. So you might have heard like pregnant women drinking it. So it's really, really good for pregnancy. It actually can help prevent miscarriages, which is amazing. So basically it tones the uterus, it helps with balancing hormones, and yeah, it's just really, really helpful during pregnancy as well. So again, that's another really, really good one to add in. So now on to herbs. So the first one I want to talk about is called shatavari. I don't know if I pronounce any of these right, but yeah, shatavari. I'll pop the name up here. Which actually, it's an Ayurvedic herb, so it actually translates to something like woman with 100 children or something like that. So you can tell just from that name that it really promotes fertility. So shatavari improves ovary health and promotes ovulation. So really good one for getting your cycle going, balancing those hormones, and yeah, especially if you were trying for a baby. So another really good Ayurvedic herb that I've actually not tried yet. So everything I'm mentioning in this video I have tried or I do currently use, except for this one. I've not tried it yet, but for the exact reason that I've just mentioned, that I don't want to be taking everything at once. So I will probably add this in if I need to, if I still don't get my period back or something like that, you know. I kind of just like to give everything that I've researched that sounds good a fair chance. But ashwagandha, I have not tried yet. So another one that I am currently taking, I think I was kind of put off by this one for a while because there are some kind of side effects. However, I've still not got my period back, so I thought it's just worth adding it in. So this one is actually quite a well-known one within PCOS community. It's called Agnus cactus, or also known as Vitex. There's actually several other names for it as well. So this is another one that helps to regulate the menstrual cycle, and it helps to increase progesterone. So that's another good one. So like I said, I'm taking that currently. So I haven't, like I said, I've not got my period back yet. But fingers crossed, that'll be the thing that gets it back for me. So last but not least is vitamins. So of course, again, like I said, always good to get your bloods tested to check if you're deficient in anything, but some vitamins that are really important, I mean, it's good to take like a multivitamin if you can afford a really good bioavailable multivitamin or supplement of that sort, then absolutely go for that. But just to name a few, so things like omegas. So omegas are really, really important. They help with symptoms like they really help with hair loss. So they actually slow down hair loss and they actually promote hair growth. So that's a massive one. Plant-based, if possible. I will always promote plant-based because it's just better. It's cleaner, it's healthier, of course, ethically it's better. So and they're so available now. You can even get cheap ones from like the supermarket, which again, if you can fork out more money, then it's going to be a better quality supplement. It's just the way it is. You get what you pay for. But if you can't afford an expensive one, then you can literally get a vegan supplement in the supermarket these days. So they're really available. Also really good for mental health, so really helps with depression and anxiety. Another one which you'll probably all hear doctors say is folate, so folic acid. Methylfolate, I believe, is like the more natural version of folic acid. Folic acid is synthetic, if I'm correct, I think. So yeah, that's really important to take. Well, they always say it's important to take whatever it is, like 400 milligrams. Don't quote me on that, I'll find out and write it there. If you are trying for a baby, it seems to be like the only supplement they're really bothered about. Like most doctors, they're like, oh, as long as you're taking folic acid, everything will be fine. It's like, well, not really. Not if you've got PCOS. There's like a lot of things that need covering. But yeah, folic acid is an important one to take. It can also be helpful if you're taking Inositol. Both kind of go quite hand in hand quite well, but really all of the vitamins that I'm mentioning now would be helpful to be taking them all, really. So another one that is really good would be biotin for your hair. So if you are suffering with hair loss, biotin is a really good one for kind of just hair health in general, skin health as well. Another one for skin would be zinc. Is absolutely amazing if you've got acne problems. So yeah, just, you know, there is lots of vitamins out there that can help as well. So like I said, and vitamin D as well, which I didn't mention, which I was actually deficient in, which apparently, I can't remember the percentage now, but basically most people between the months of October to April, I think, are deficient in vitamin D, which is a long time, you know. It's a lot of people, especially if you live like in the UK, Ireland, wherever, where it's not amazingly sunny all the time. And vitamin D is massive. Again, it helps with mental health, it helps with depression. If you're deficient in it, then you can feel really low. Also, if you're deficient in it, that can cause hair to fall out as well. So it's really important to, you know, get your levels checked so you can basically just help to sort yourself out. So that is it. I'm gonna basically, yeah, I'll link all of these products down below, and if you've got any questions, then please comment below. I'll do my best to answer them. And of course, you're always welcome to reach out as well. I'll leave my Instagram and stuff below. and I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you want me to kind of go into more detail on something, and I'll do a separate video on it. Like, I'm thinking of doing a more detailed video on Inositol because there's just like a lot to cover with that one. But yeah, other than that, I hope this was helpful. I hope this answered some questions for you, and I hope that this is the start of your lovely healing journey. And you know, it's just important to remember that we all have that healing power within us, and we can all get there. And you know, just because you're feeling really bad right now, and if you got really, really bad symptoms, you know, you can balance yourself out. You absolutely can. So just remember that you are strong, you are powerful, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you look like, no matter what you feel like, you are enough just as you are. So much love to you all, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah!